Welcome everyone to our final Extinction. We had 21 people start this game, survive Pangea Season 3. We started as one group and now we are here together to crown our one winner. This Extinction is all about you and the jury. I have no questions for you. It is all coming from them, because it is their decision to ultimately crown who will represent your season, Season 3 of Survive Pangea. Now, how this will work, I will first give you all a chance to give an opening speech that will last 2 minutes each, and then I will pass it to the jury. After the jury asks their questions, I will then let you have a closing remark before we then cast our votes. So, Noah, because you won that last challenge, you get to choose who goes first in their opening speech, which will make them go last in the closing speeches.
All right, I'm going to go first.
Okay?
And then it's going to be Mackenzie, and then Dewan.
Then Dewan. Okay. So, let me get my timer going. And when you're ready, I will start when you're ready.
Do I just start talking? Or?
Yeah.
Right. Hi guys. Nikki kept asking throughout the game what's one word for something. And I realized the word that kept coming up for me is perseverance. And to me, perseverance means something that you keep going. You don't give up. You keep trying no matter what. Coming into this game, I knew I was going to have a harder time being a bigger guy with the food, the sleeping, and I just wanted to come out here and just put my best foot forward. I came in here just not expecting anything. I was expecting to go out pretty early, but I started to make really cool connections. And with that, I kind of started to realize that a lot of this game has been very similar to like my past, and just focusing on now and how do I survive this moment right now, and not really trying to look too much forward. Yeah, it was fun to speculate what's going to happen next, but for myself, I focused a lot on how can I get myself through to this next round now. How do I preserve myself to keep going? And I made two incredible connections with Mackenzie and Jameson, and we shared a lot of information with each other throughout the game. You know, when we heard that there were duos that were being hunted, we all made sure that we didn't spend too much time talking to each other. And we made sure that we didn't spend too much time like giving like information. We gave the key points that we needed to give and kept it moving, even though we were all in different tribes. I surprised myself in this game. I played two very successful idols that, again, preserved myself and got me to the next round. I am just at the end of... Huh? Oh, sorry. I'm just at the end of the day proud of the way I played. And yes.
Thank you. And then you said Mackenzie is next.
Hi. I personally think that I played the best strategic and social game out of anyone sitting up here. I knew after night one that I was going to have a hard time keeping up physically with everybody. So that was never going to be my thing. I wasn't going to flip tires the best. But what I am good at is paying attention. I spent the last 8 days watching everybody very closely, who people were talking to, who they weren't talking to. I paid attention to what people were sharing with me, what they were half sharing with me, and what they weren't sharing with me. Like I said, I won one immunity thing, and it was in the beginning with the whole like hearing the story and then holding the marble. But I think the most important thing and it wasn't an immunity, thank you, but the touchy subjects. I got every single question right except for one. And that affirmed to me at that point in the game that I knew where pretty much everybody's mind was at socially. I tried very hard to work with everybody in some capacity until I either felt like I could not trust them anymore, or I had felt like they had played a better game than I had, and if that is a part of the reason that you're sitting there. I am sorry for any emotions that came along with any betrayals that I did. I think that that's totally valid, but I would also like you to consider that at those times, any choice that I made, I thought was the best strategic move for me. I normally play these games very heart-heavy and heart-forward. I don't like making hard decisions. Some of the decisions I made throughout the week, I cried beforehand. I felt like I was going to throw up this morning, but I still made them even though they were tough for me, because I came in here saying I was going to play this game for me, not for anyone else. I wasn't going to go down to try to save an ally. I wasn't going to go down because someone's story tugged at my heartstrings. I played very hard, and I know I owe people a lot of apologies or explanations, but I am not sorry for the game that I played.
One.
First off, I would like to thank you, Nikki, for having me here. You recruited me back in April, and I accepted right away. And thank you to your wonderful production team. And also, thank you for a lot of live games. Don't take this into consideration, but thank you for the amazing diversity we have here, because I felt a lot comfortable playing this because of the amount of diversity. So thank you for that. To the jury, I know I hurt a lot of people over there. I know I played emotional, and I feel like that's okay, and I hope that's okay with you guys. I'm a human being. I just hope that you guys come into this open-minded and understand the logic behind a lot of my lies that I had to tell. I never wanted to hurt anybody. This was never my plan to be malicious or anything like that or vindictive, but I had to be selfish in this game, because if I wasn't selfish, I don't think I'd be sitting here. If I played with my heart, I think I'd be sitting there. So I just hope that you guys give me a chance, is all I ask. So thank you.
Okay, so now I turn it back to the jury, and it is up to you to ask the questions to these three sitting here.
All right, I'll start things off. Congratulations to the three of you. You've done what 18 of us tried, and 8 of us are sitting here, and we get to decide who is going to be taking away the win. And we want to take that seriously. We really want the person who wins this to represent this season. So from a request from us, we would like you, as much as possible, to keep your answers concise and to the point. Don't be long-winded. Make sure that you're being intentional in your responses. And, we want this to be a fun experience. So just know that we're here. We want you to be good in your responses. We're not trying to look for anybody to fail, but we do want to, empower you to be the best of yourselves in this moment. I'm going to start off with a question, which is, this whole event is inspired by an incredible television show and multiple other reality TV shows that we love. And though they are television shows, this is not. This is an experience that is built and created for the player experience. So I want to know from each of you how you feel you contributed to the player experience for yourself and for everyone involved. And we'll start with Noah.
The player experience. I am somebody who's going to be authentically myself 100% of the time. And I am somebody who likes to give. I'm a giver. I want to make sure that everyone's in good spirits. So when we're doing challenges, I'm singing, right? I'm trying to keep the morale up. I'm somebody who is, whether the other team loses, I'm telling my team, all right, guys, let's go and congratulate them, because at the end of the day, this is a game. And I want to have sportsmanship in this. I don't want any sore losers. I don't want anyone to be upset because, we lost. When we lost, when my tribe lost a couple times, I said, let's go congratulate them still. And I feel like that's big, because this is a game and this is hard, because we're all sleep deprived, food deprived, and sometimes our morals, our morality is low. So I came out here and I just wanted to be authentically myself and try to bring everybody up in those down times and in those stressful times. Singing a silly song, making a joke. And that's how I feel like I contributed to the players' experience, is just try to keep the morale up as much as I could.
Are you asking my experience specifically, or
The player experience at large, so everyone involved.
gotcha?
How did you contribute to that?
I feel like mostly at camp, I wasn't the best at making fires like Angela or keeping it going like Mackenzie, but I did contribute where I needed to contribute. I feel like I stepped away from things if I didn't know how to do it, so that's why you didn't really see me sparking up the fire because I'm actually impressed about the fire making competition. By the way, I blew my mind that I even won. I feel like just getting to know other people because I feel like that's part of the experience as well. And I know we're here for 8 days and it's 21 people, so I'm sure there are some things I don't know about everybody that I should have gotten to know. But I feel like when you are getting to know people, it's important to. Sorry. I think this is at the end of the day a social experiment, so it's important to get to know people on those levels, and I think that is a huge contribution to the player side of it because that's the whole point of it because it is a social experiment.
So I try to give everybody a chance. I tried to talk to everybody every single round, hear what they were saying to me, taking into consideration like when people felt like they were on the outskirts of things. I never wanted someone to feel like just because they were going home that they needed to be ostracized or not spoken to or included in at least some capacity. Obviously, sometimes I think the person who is the vote to be planned shouldn't be involved in every capacity. I don't think that I told any unnecessary lies, which I think is a detriment to the human experience in this game. Specifically with our misunderstanding, that was not gameplay. That was a mistake on my part. That's not the way that I play, and I own that. That was a mistake. So just not being any messier than I had to, and just trying to keep the vibe up.
All right, guys, congrats. My question is around regrets or anything you may change. Is there anything specifically that you would do differently? It could be hopefully ideally something that you haven't mentioned or talked about, but what do you regret? What do you want to go back and change if you could do anything? And I guess we start with Kenzie on this one.
There's a lot of things that number one, with your vote, Eric, I was claiming one of the COA votes, and I nodded to you. I didn't know that you were definitely going home, but after that, it just felt unnecessarily kind of shitty of me that I affirmed you of a thing that was not true. That kind of stuck with me for a few days. Stepping in for fire. It's not, again, necessarily something that I regret, but it is something I feel guilty for. I feel guilty but not regretful of some things.
Yeah,
I'll say.
I regret some decisions that I made because I know how impactful it was to specific people like you, Dion, and Maris specifically because I was very close with Maris, and I think I crossed the line at one point. I made a promise to her that if I betrayed her, then I don't deserve her jury vote, and she's entitled not to vote for me because of that reason. But I just want you guys to understand that there was logic behind those moves. I didn't just do them because I thought they were flashy or fun. I did them because I thought it would give me the best chance to sit at the final three. But I do, and I think Eric spoke a little sense into me at Tribal Council. He told me, I understand you don't want to, because I said I didn't want to strategize with Maris. And it wasn't like I didn't want to talk to her at all, because of course I did. We always vibe. We always talk about funny things. We laugh at Danny all the time. But I think I should have not ostracized some of you, and that's on me. I didn't want to face my demons. I was afraid to lie to you more and hurt you more. So for me, the best way to do that was to run away and not talk to you at all about strategy because I didn't want to risk hurting you even more. and that same goes for you, Corey, as well. But I do feel like maybe I didn't do it. Maybe the timing was bad, but I had a conversation with myself, and I just kind of like self-reflected, like I should be more open because it's not fair if you guys are on the bottom and no one's talking to you, and it's not fair that you're feeling that way because I'm afraid of my demons. So I do regret that, and I wish I could have. I wish I could have come to my senses a little sooner. I truly did. I was finding myself in that moment when with the Jameson and you vote. I did vote Jameson out, and I did know you were probably going to go, but I feel like I owed you that at least, especially everything that happened between us, which was not my intention to ever hurt you. As far as I regret how it made you feel, but I truly don't regret the move because in my brain, the best way for me to win the game is to get to the end with people who I believe I can beat. And Koa, I love you, but a lot of people have come up to me and expressed distasteful behavior from you. So for me, it never made sense to ever get rid of Koa. That was never going to happen from my side because I wanted to sit next to him. I took advantage of it. And Mackenzie, someone who wasn't as flashy, someone who I feel like I could go against. I never thought I could go against you, Maris, and beat you, or Corey, or Mariah, or Dion. There's no way I didn't think I could win. So I regret how it made you feel, but I don't regret making the move.
Definitely. Like, I regret the way I probably handled myself out here, and sometimes. I am somebody who I grew up with my entire back against the wall. I understand I may have lied. I manipulated a couple times throughout this game, and it was very distasteful. And I do regret it. I regret it a lot. But that's all I've ever knew how to do to survive. That's all I ever knew how to do, and I think these games do bring out a side of me that I do not like. But I am learning to manage, and I'm learning to heal and grow from that. I think this was a huge learning experience for me. Because yes, there are times where I made mistakes, and maybe the way I come off isn't the way I am perceived, like in my head. So yeah, I would say that that's probably my biggest regret is just the way I handled some of your guys' votes and the way I sent you guys out. Because it doesn't make me feel good at all. Like, at the end of the day, I love all of you guys. My biggest regret, though, is Jameson. We've been working together since like day one, and I really wish there was a way for us to sort of thing. But feeling like I just threw away a friendship for a game. That's been my biggest regret for the last couple hours, and I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you all. Congratulations. Okay.
Long and hard week, and it's no small feat to be up there, so it's really impressive. My question is about intentionality and adaptability. So strategically, before you entered this game a week ago, how did you intend to play, and how did that change throughout the game? And I think just order of operations wise, we'll start with Dewan on this one.
I definitely intended to play a more loyal game. But I played games like this before, and me playing a loyal game never gets me the reward, and that's the win in the end. So I took a different approach this time, and to make sure that all the moves and decisions I was making was going to benefit me the most, even if that was at the expense of losing some allies along the way. And I just think I didn't want to make the same mistake again for myself. So I think it was important to make sure I was always prioritizing myself. And that's why I know it's annoying, sorry, that's why I was so Sky Raptor strong, because it was my best chance to win the game.
I think before coming out here, I don't ever go into any game I play like expecting to play a certain way. Although in the back of my head, I might be like, I want to go and play like a very quiet game. You know, I want to fly under the radar. That's just not who I am. I am not somebody who can fly under the radar. Like, I am going to be 100% me all of the time. The good, the bad, the ugly. And all I can do is learn from my mistakes and learn from my experiences and take the good, the bad, and the ugly and just learn. And that's what intentionally I did. Like, I just slowly, day by day, kind of just try to reflect on, like, how can I move a little bit differently, or how can I talk to people differently. Because, like I said, sometimes the way I talk in my head comes off across a certain way, but it's perception's like reality. And sometimes I don't perceive myself with the way others perceive me. And I feel like in life, that has always just been my biggest downfall.
My intentions coming into this game was to play this one with less heart, less emotion, less feeling, which is very difficult for me. I am a Cancer, and I am a big baby. My intentions generally in games as well is to find one, or like if I'm lucky, 2 people that I fully trust early on. I felt that way with Jameson, and I felt that way with Noah. I felt like everything that they were telling me was very honest. I think that they meant what they said, and I think that that was a very good read. I think it helped me immensely throughout the game. I guess in the beginning, like, I normally just try to blend in for a little bit, get a vibe check on everyone, see if they're doing what they say that they're doing. But as far as like game plan, I don't normally just have a plan. It is very just, I'll adapt and see, because everybody is so different and you have to be paying attention at all times. I tried very hard to work with many different people and see where their heads were at and how they worked. And if I liked that, I stuck with them. And if I felt shifty about it, I tried to find a way to get rid of them.
All right. Congratulations to you guys. One little piece of advice. So there can only be one winner. Someone's going to get second, someone's going to get third. What I can say is no matter what placement you're going to get, you're still going to be part of the Survive family. So please just keep your head up. It's okay that you got second or third or first. You're still going to be equal to us in any capacity. So my question to you guys is, I really want you guys to think of like a really positive, powerful memory within this game that you guys remember. Not necessarily something that got you to the end, not necessarily like a gameplay move, but just a memory. I originally was going to be a little selfish and say about me, but I'm going to open it up to the entire game. So yeah, just tell me it's something that really means something deeply to you, that you're going to remember for years to come after this. So Mackenzie, I'll start with you.
Okay.
And then we can go down the line.
Going to She Shed with Maris and Jameson, that was just so much fun. And I like the whole experience of that night. Because I had not gotten to talk to Maris very much, and we had a couple of drinks in us, and we both said way too much to each other. And I was feeling really regretful about it on the way home, and I kind of trust checked her on something because we had made a Final 3 alliance, and at the time I had known that you shared with me, that you shared with them, that you had an advantage. So when I found the clue, I did not share it with Maris right away. Like I said, we had not worked together or really spoken before that. So I kind of trust checked her on that Final 3. Hey, do you know if Corey or Eric have anything? She told me no. So I didn't share the advantage with her. So when we got back and all the teams got the same advantage and we were all congregated around the bathroom, and it came out that I did find an advantage. she turned to me and like she whipped her head and said, "Is that true, Mackenzie?" And I had about, if you don't answer right away, like you just have to be honest. And we got into it. We started bickering down the trail, and Jameson comes up, big smile on his face. And before he hears what we're saying, he goes, "Hey guys," and it's, "You lied to me. Well, you lied to me." And then we pulled down a path, and we kind of talked it out. We're very similar, so I feel like we got to a point where we were laughing about it really hard, and then after that, we ran to the other porta potty to check, and I'm never gonna forget that moment. Yeah.
Anyway, awesome. Thank you. Dewan?
I guess it's positive in the long run, but I struggle with a lot of downs in this game, and there was two people who I shared that with, Jameson and Mariah. There was a point in time where I felt like I could not continue to do the game, and I'm not a quitter or anything, but I felt very low. But I remember it positively because Jameson and Mariah on separate occasions both came to me to remind me that we're all going through the same situation, and I'm not the only one, and no one is really out to get me. So I will always remember that, because when you're feeling so low in this game and you're hungry all the time and there's mosquitoes everywhere and people are trying to vote you out, they reminded me that I am a human being and I'm allowed to feel those emotions. So thank you for both of you for allowing me to pour my deepest emotions out to you guys and not judging me for it.
And last, Noah?
A memory that I'm going to keep forever in my heart is I struggle making friends in the real world. I don't let anyone in because I'm so used to people leaving my life. So the other day when you and I walked down to the lake and took a dip, just talking about things of the game and just connecting, that meant a lot to me. And because you know how much I love the water, and I kept trying to get you to jump in with me, and finally go you found fully going head in under in the lake, meant a lot. And I want to hold that forever in my heart. Yeah, in that moment, amongst all the chaos, I felt like I generally had a good friend in my corner. And I'm going to hold that forever in my heart.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Now, throughout this entire experience, just keep those positive thoughts in your mind at all times.
Thank you.
Actually, Jerry, I'm going to change my question. I'm a huge Survivor superfan, right? So I'm going to ask a classic superfan kind of question, because I do value gameplay and I value agency. I want to know if there was a singular vote that you were solely behind or had a lot of sway behind. If there isn't, be honest about that. But I want to hear the order doesn't matter. Whoever wants to start.
I don't think I controlled a singular vote because in this game, when you're throwing out names, you become the target. So I aligned myself with players who were not afraid to throw out names. So Chase. We all know Chase loved to throw out names. And when Chase threw out a name, sometimes I piggyback off of it because it works for me. Because if anything blows up, they'll target Chase. I feel like I did that a little bit with Mariah. I feel like Mariah was obviously a big target to hide behind. It worked out in my favor, Sorry. And I also feel like I did that a little bit with Jameson, because Jameson was always going to be the comp threat of the season. So aligning myself with bigger players who were never afraid to throw out names worked to my advantage because I could just piggyback off of them. And I know that may sound a little, he say, she say, or whatever, or just follow the leader, but I really think it's strategic. I think you shouldn't throw out a name ever, because when you throw out a name, you become the target.
I'm glad you asked. So actually, your vote.
I was curious about that.
I did quite a lot on your vote that I feel very proud of. So, to earn back your trust, you wanted me to write down Koa's name. And I was supposed to put a sad face in the O. I knew that Koa had an idol. I knew he was not going home because I told him. I threw that vote anyway to try to earn your trust. And then I started to hear that Corey's name was the new name from both of them. And I couldn't have that happen because Corey was also my ally. So I was the one that tipped off Corey, and he also used his idol. Before that, I walked up to Jameson, and I said, double idol, throw a name. I didn't know he was going to throw your name. I thought he was going to put yours, but we were working together, and you both were sort of the same on trust level, so not in like a mean way, but it didn't matter to me. I gave him that choice.
Oh, I can go. So for me, I would have to say the final one, which was Angela. Hearing, knowing that I didn't really have to give my full on that final 5 challenge because I knew I had an idol in my pocket, and I knew the last time I could play it was at 5, so I did want to do a little bit of self-preservation. I did have my back against the fire a lot when I was like laying down and taking a little bit of a nap, so I could overhear some conversations. Yeah, I was kind of in and out of sleep, but I knew a deal was made, which is why I didn't really tell anybody that I had an idol in my pocket. I told my closest allies, which was Jameson, that I had it. So knowing that, just trying to play the best way I could and acting like I know I'm going home, even though I know I have an idol in my pocket, just so I didn't tip off Angela in case Angela had something or try to sway the votes. So I feel like I knew I wouldn't win against her. She was a very, very, very well-rounded player. After being eliminated, coming back, making merge. Oh shit! Making merge. You good? Making merge, and just winning individual immunity twice. I just knew I couldn't. I couldn't sit next to her, and I couldn't even want to make fire against her. So I knew she had to go. So probably that vote, because it was pretty much a little bit of a blindside.
So, Mackenzie and Koa, we've been playing very closely since the beginning of the game. Dewan, we've been playing very closely since about halfway through the game. And I feel very familiar with all 3 of your games, at least I believe. Is there anything about your game that I'm not aware of? Sorry,
I don't think so.
I feel like most of the game, the middle of the game, we did start working together. I don't think I left anything. I don't think I ever left you out of the loop on anything. So I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I was 100% transparent and honest with you. The moment I heard something rumbling, you were the first person I told. You were somebody I trusted 1,000% into this game, and I felt like I was the glue amongst us 3. I helped you when you were spiraling a little bit. I helped Kenzie to say snap the fuck out of it. We're all 3 in this together. We can make it to the end. There's a very clear path for us. So no, I think with you, I was 1,000% transparent, and I think you know that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all.
So I had an individual question, but I decided to just choose a group question. I didn't get the answer to the individual one. I just pretty much feel like it's a little irrelevant to me. My question is, are you proud of the game you played? If no, then explain why. If yes, why do you feel like you should be proud? And then everybody, order doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm very proud of the way I played the game. I think just like this game in life, you're going to make mistakes. Nobody can play a perfect game. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fumble. I'm going to trip over my words. I might say something to the wrong person that reveals a little bit of information that, kind of plays my cards, right? But I have to reel it back. I'm very, very, very surprised at the way I played as well. I was able to conquer a lot of things I really wanted to conquer. I played 2 successful idols that kept me in the game. I was able to make merge. I was able to win individual immunity when it counted. I was able to help my team win a reward. And yeah, I understand that wasn't a perfect road, and nobody's perfect. Life isn't perfect, I can't come in here and not piss some people off, and I am sorry for everybody that I did. But it's a learning experience at the end of the day. And just like life, it's not perfect. But I'm very proud of the way I played. I think there's things I can definitely take from this that will help me grow as a person. And I do. I feel like I've grown a lot as a person. I don't think the Noah who walked in here 8 days ago is the same Noah walking out.
I'm very proud of my game. I'm proud of it because I feel like I didn't have the luxury of hiding behind idols or advantages or I feel like I had to rely. I'm sorry, guys. I struggle with public speaking, so just give me a second. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to maneuver from the beginning to the end very strategically, and I didn't really think I had that in me because sometimes I'm a little down on myself. I don't think I'm the smartest person. I don't think I'm the most flashy person. I don't think I'm the most interesting person. But I did some. I feel like I did something right. I managed to get here with only one vote against me the entire season, and I think that speaks to my strategy itself. That's very hard to do. I don't think anyone was ever after Dewan necessarily. I mean, I feel like I always position myself in safe spots to where other people will be looked at over me. And I think that's one of the things I'm proud of the most. I'm also very proud of things that I had to overcome, and I can't reiterate this enough. I am very, very scared of water, and I got in water that I never thought I would. Diving off a diving board, and although it was a reward, the helicopter, I did that. Corey thinks we're being scared with me. That was great. And I'm just proud that, most importantly, I didn't give up because there were times where I wanted to because of how I was making people feel. And I don't like to hurt other people. It's not in my nature to do so. So I'm proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish to continue to make myself proud.
Strategically, yes, I am very proud of the game I played. Morally, no. It was very difficult for me because outside of the game, I am not someone who enjoys lying, breaking promises, or not stepping up when you could help a friend. But again, I think all of those decisions were right for strategic reasons, but they were uncomfortable to make morally.
I have a comment for me personally, and then I'm going to close particularly out. Duan, I played with you very closely.
Mm-hmm.
I had the privilege of watching your highs and lows. I deeply respect a good pivot. You fall. I respect those that can get back up. You had a bit of a slow start, and I just watched you time and time again shift and move, ebb and flow, and you're there. I would not have agreed to play this game if I had not seen you outlive, outlast, and outlove. This is a survivor style game, and I respect what you bring immensely. And you capture completely, for me, those three words. It was an honor to play. From the jury, congratulate you all. We have heard you. We appreciate your responses, your authenticity, and I think it's going to be tough for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we will get to our closing remarks. And Dewan, you are going first.
Yes.
Is that right? Yes.
Again, thank you for all your questions, guys. when you go in there to vote, truly vote for who you think played the best game. I do think that was me. I think my road here was a bit harder than others. I didn't have any final three deals like Noah and Mackenzie here. I had to rely on um, just myself mostly, but not really, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay to give people credit. Let's see, that get you here. I sorry, give me a minute, guys. Um, it would mean a lot to be to represent this season of Survive. I think the word survive itself is just being resilient, and I think I was resilient the entire time. I never gave up on myself when I wanted to. Um, Even when I felt like I was in the dark and I hit rock bottom, I still picked myself back up and I continue to go. And yes, I lied to a lot of you, and yes, I hurt some of you. And I hope that you guys see those moves that I made as strategic, because they definitely were. Um, they were not easy game moves to make, but I just hope you value the strategy behind it. And as I said before, I do think you have to make certain decisions to even have a possibility to sit in the final three. And I think I set myself up the best way that I could by aligning with the people that I wanted to align with or kept my word to. And I hope that is enough to be the sole survivor.
I think I played the best strategic game that I thought that I could. I am interested in learning how to play a better strategic game, perhaps without lying or hurting any other people, but I think that I was pivotal in a lot of the votes in a way that not everyone noticed. I'm sure you've all picked up by now. I was playing somewhere in the middle pretty much once we got to merge. I think that each time that I did flip or make a decision, that it was a very good decision for my game. I'm hoping that you value strategy even if you feel like it burns you. And I had fun playing with everybody and meeting everyone. I had a blast.
I think I played a really good strategic game. Back when we were in Pangea with the majority of you, I all wanted to work with you guys. So when I had that opportunity to go with Jameson and Maya off to the lake to create those tribes, I looked at that board and I placed it as strategic as I fucking could to make sure that the best, and sometimes your best is the worst. And I came out here, and I can honestly say I was 100% authentically myself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to hide and say, "Oh, I didn't mean to do something," or I didn't want to. I generally tried my best to play this game the only way I know how. And sometimes that brought out the worst in me. And I'm generally sorry if I hurt anybody on the jury, because that was never my intention. I played a game with Maris in the past, and I wanted to come out here, and I saw, when I walked up to that circle and I saw you, I wanted to rebuild that friendship, or that, game-wise, I still felt shitty about murdering you at Traders, and I'm sorry, and that stuck with me, and that still sticks with me, and it's I never wanted to, and so when I saw and I wanted to work with you, and we did work with each other, I think there's...
Please.
Oh, sorry. But at the end of the day, I can only say, I'm always going to be 100% Noah, and I learned something from each and every single one of you. And I'm going to take what you guys all have taught me in this game and about myself, and I'm going to apply it to my real life. And I just want to say thank you guys. I love you all. and I hope that at the end of this we can still be friends.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the questions and the answers. Now it is time for you, jury members, to vote. So we will start with Hugh.
Kira, can you try to turn that on? Eric. Corey.
I am beyond words excited for you all and so happy that you got to experience playing, and we have a winner in here, but I'm not going to get to that yet. So you're just going to have to wait. But everyone should take cover because the meteor is coming and Pangea has ended and we all need to save ourselves. So please, take cover and I'll see you later. Please, get back shelter. You're not safe.
Oh, they're after her.
Yeah, we
That
grab your stuff and then yep, your bag. So just remember where check-in was?
I don't know what that police siren is
Waiting
going
for you
off
there.
back there.
One quick.
Maybe a car alarm or something. But that concludes our final extinction. A lot of emotional speeches, a lot of amazing questions from the jury, a lot of great answers from our final three. We will see you guys all coming up soon when we do the vote video. See you guys then. Thanks for tuning in.